Sourdough doesn't have to be a full-time job. Today I'm taking you through my super simple no stress process, starting right from the beginning with the feed. No kneading, no complicated math, just a bakery quality loaf at home. Let's get started. Everything starts here. To get that rise, we need a happy, active starter. I'm doing a simple 1-to-1-to-1 feed. Equal parts starter, water, and flour. Give it a good stir until there's no dry flour left. Now we just wait for it to double and get bubbly. This is the engine of our bread. You can see that nifty little starter warmer that I use. Kind of like a little warm plate. Look at the spider webs in that. This is just like 6 hours after I fed it. You will notice that I didn't measure out the starter when I fed it. I just left what was in there. That just makes it easier. I kind of eyeballed it, but then I added equal parts water and flour for sure. So I'm going to put that starter in the bowl. I'm going to put in my water and my salt. I'm going to get that mixed up good. I used to be under the impression that you couldn't put the salt into the starter directly and it would negatively affect it, but I've started doing that over the last couple of weeks because I accidentally did it one time and it seems to work just fine. So we're going to kind of use that whisk to create a shaggy dough. And we're going to do some kneading right here at the beginning. I know I said no knead, but not really kneading. It's just really folding it over on itself a few times. You can see maybe like 8 or 10 times till it got pretty stiff. And with every stretch and fold, you're going to see this get smoother and more jiggly. I'm going to do 4 total sets of stretch and folds, and I did those about 20 to 30 minutes apart. You don't have to be crazy about that, but if you were to wait an hour or two, you might as well just let it bulk ferment. After my fourth stretch and fold, it's going to be time to let it bulk ferment. And this means I'm just going to leave it on the counter for several hours. It should rise and get puffy. See that dome? I can put a little indent in that. It doesn't really stick to my finger, and it pulls away cleanly from the side of the bowl. Now, you'll see some videos where this pops right out. I think it's more of like somebody oiled the bowl or something. I don't know. No matter what I do, I can never get the bread to just cleanly come out of any surface. But you'll see it's mostly clean. That's when you know it's ready to go. Leave a little bit of dough in there for my wife. She is a dough fiend. Now we're doing what's called the final shaping. Just going to pull all those edges up into the center, pinch it off, and then I'm going to create some tension by kind of pushing this around on the countertop. You don't want to be super rough with this at this point, but we're going to flour that banneton and then flour the top of the bread and into the fridge. I want a nice sour flavor on this. You could put it in the fridge for a couple hours. I prefer at least 12 to 18 hours, even as long as 5 days sometimes. If you leave it 5 days, though, sometimes you'll see it overproof out of your basket. It's still going to be great. So you've got however much time you want until you shape that up. Now, I did not make 2 loaves with that amount of dough that I made. What I did was I had previously had that loaf in the fridge. And so that was actually supposed to be the video I was going to make, but I forgot to hit record on the first. Anyways, we're going to put a nice deep score in that. And this is something crazy people don't always do. I like to put a few little ice cubes in there. That's going to create steam and help do the top of that. So we're going to put a good, nice X score on this. This makes a beautiful presentation. A few ice cubes in the Dutch oven with it. Pop the lid on. I like to bake my loaves for 28 minutes on 450. And they almost always come out right at 200. Then I'm going to pop those back in the oven to darken them up. I go usually 7 to 10 minutes. I'll take a peek in there, look at it. But at my altitude here in Utah, I was able to do this in 28 minutes. And then I did another 7 minutes and I got this nice, dark, crispy crust. You can see that the bottom is plenty well done. It's got all the leopard spots. Look at that sheen where the surface has bubbled up. So pretty. Anyways, these Pullman loaf pans that I did for the loaf, those are really great as well. Don't need to have that big old Dutch oven, but you can still get like a really quality loaf that's really beautiful. Many apologies for the sound of the ice maker in the background. That just ground it along. Just did its grind. Whatever ice machines do. Anyways, this was super simple to cut. It was tender. Like the inside was ripe and sour. This is just a super easy recipe. This is just about the most simple way you can do all those things. Do you need a whisk? You don't need a whisk. I would say, as far as needs go for sourdough bread, the scale is probably the most important thing. Uh, you can do this with a bread pan, very simple. This could have even gone in a cake pan and just cover it with some tin foil. But none of those fancy things are needed. Always use good butter on your sourdough. It's almost like insulting to the sourdough to use anything better. I like this Kerrygold salted Irish butter. Super good. I should have kept it out for a while. And you can tell my bread I didn't cut it when it was hot, like I really wanted to. But I generally let it sit on a cooling rack for roughly 35 to 45 minutes till it's fully cooled. Anyways, thanks for enjoying my video, and I hope to see you back. Have a great day.